Bread in the oven, bacon. Here comes a rude boy Jamaican. Bread in the oven, bacon. Here comes a rude boy Jamaican.
You don't remember where you're coming from. You don't remember where you're coming from. You don't remember where you're coming from. Rastafari, why you turn your back on your brother when him need you? You don't remember the days and when him feed you. You know when no obligation but to owe him some respect. All you need to do is just give him wine to get turn your back on your brother when him need you.
Hi guys, welcome back again to my kitchen and to my channel. This is another requested recipe, how to make Jamaican Easter bun volume 3. Let's get started. Now let's get into the ingredients and all the nice things we are gonna need to make my Easter bun fast, easy, and yes, simple. Now let's talk about our fruits. You could use any kind of fruits that you want, but because I like whole nuts up in my thing, all I use in mine is cherry and raisin, and that is 1 cup of each. You're going to need baking powder, butter and margarine. You're also going to need cinnamon powder, nutmeg, and allspice, all-purpose flour. This is guava right here. I usually buy guava in chunks, then have it in the bottle too. And if you don't have the guava in the bottle, just use strawberry jelly for this recipe. Now, of course, you're going to need some salt, 2 eggs, 1.5 cup of brown sugar right there, so browning, honey, and vanilla. I'm also going to use my Malta for this. You can use Dragon Stout, you could use Guinness Stout, but today is a Malta day. Let's get started. Okay, now we're moving on to our very first step in making one of the most delicious, moist Easter bun ever in a Jamaican kitchen. Now, all the ingredients to this recipe will be listed down in the description box. I have my flour right here. You're going to add your baking powder to that, salt, cinnamon powder, nutmeg, and allspice, and whisk this together real good and set this aside. Now for the next step, I'm going to add my 2 eggs, and you want to whisk this together really well until it comes nice and fluffy. That's the only way you're going to have the most perfect Easter bun. Now we're moving on to the next step. You want to get a pot on your fire and you're going to add those 2 tablespoons of butter and allow that to come to a melt. After your butter come to a melt, pretty much like that, you're going to add your Malta to that, your Guinness or your Dragon, whichever you want to use. You're going to add your brown sugar, your wine. You're also going to have your guava, and I'm using the chunks. Also going to add your vanilla and some honey. And you want to mix this together. Now guys, you are not looking for this to bubble like you make soup or porridge. You just want this thing to come together nice and warm, okay? Because you're not trying to cook your eggs up and make it turn scrambled. So you're just looking for this thing to warm up. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my egg in, and I'm just going to go ahead and mix it immediately. Just keep stirring, because anytime you stop stir, then that egg's going to turn scrambled egg, and you don't want that. Give this about 3 minutes, stirring it for 3 minutes, and then you take it off the stove top because you don't want it to come to a bubble now. Now I'm moving on to my next step. I have my flour right here, which has been nicely prepped. What I'm going to do is go ahead and add cherry and my raisins in. And we want to mix this into the flour first before you add your liquid in. Alright, so now that I got that step done, I'm just going to make a little hole in the middle right there. And we're going to put that mixture right into the middle. add my browning in. And you're gonna have to decide how dark you want your bun. I don't want mine too dark because I now make Jamaican fruit cake. I make Easter bun. Now, at this step, your oven should be already on. Your oven needs to be on to 350 degrees. You want to put this into a preheated oven. So let's get this popped and ready for the oven. Now we're moving on to our next step and our last step before we put this thing in the oven. I have my baking container here. I use it for my bread, I use it for my loaf, I use it for everything, you name it, I use it for it. Now I'm going to use it to make my butter. All I'm going to do is put my butter in. You want to get a clean paper towel and just get that butter up in there. And you want to get enough butter in there because when that butter melts, it's going to melt right inside of your bun and even get the bun more flavor. So the more butter, the better. Now I'm going to pour my mixture in. Now, after you put your mixture in, you want to make sure you leave at least an inch out so that bun can have place to rise, okay? Make sure you do that. I say a flan bun. Now, I'm going to show you how I layer more cherry and raisins on top of my bun and make it look pretty when it's done bake.
Those were the times we had.
So now that you get done putting more raisins and cherry on top, you just want to go ahead and give it a little hit. To the point where you could see, you still see the cherry and the raisin on top. You just want half of it in. That way when the bun bake, it's going to swell up around the cherry and the raisins. I'm going to go ahead and pop this in my oven at 350 degrees, and this is going to be baked in an hour. So I'll see you back when this thing is all done. There you have it, guys. Jamaican Easter bun in my kitchen. It's all done. It took exactly 1 hour to bake. When you get done baking this thing, you want to make sure you test it to make sure that it's cooked on the inside. So you get your knife and you put it all the way down, and if it comes up nice and dry, then you know that your bun is ready.
Sharing the joy that we thought would lay.
You want to go ahead and get your melted butter and lay it on top and the sides of your bun.
Memories of love and affection never really was just like a dream. Was it the simple things that made me so crazy about you? Was it your charm and your passion? It's not hard to believe I love you when I need you so.
I'm going to let this cook for a good 30 minutes on medium heat. Cover it up nice and make it simmer. And when it's done simmer, it's time for we eat. So see you back in a few minutes.
So this is in with your foundation, full coverage, you know, like bam. And last but not least, the last thing I tend to go for in my makeup collection is this palette right here. Let me show you what this baby looks like. It has a whole bunch of concealers. I believe it's $10 for this palette.